Hello children, I welcome you all to our English class of class 9. Today we are going to discuss about our unit 7 theatre, and most importantly we are discussing reading 8, the trial. Here we are going to discuss about the theme first. What is theatre? Theatre is a form of performing art. Usually it includes live performers, and they are of course the actors or actresses who will present their experience of a real or an imagined event before live audience in specific place. Often that's going to be a stage. So children, here we are discussing some skits and plays written by great playwrights in our readings. So listen to them and understand the essence. I hope we should throw some focus on them. So let's begin. Let's today listen to the story of Joan of Arc discussed under the trial, the play, written by George Bernard Shaw. Now let's know about the poet George Bernard Shaw with due respect. George Bernard Shaw was born on July 26, 1856 in Dublin, Ireland. In the early 1900s, Shaw wrote several plays. These plays were about the political themes and issues concerning poverty and women's rights. He wrote Man and Superman in 1902, John Bull's Other Island in 1904. In 1904, he even wrote Saint Joan, which is considered to be one of his masterpieces. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1925. Shaw wrote over 50 plays during his literary career. Right until the time of his death on November 2, 1950, Shaw remained committed to the socialist cause. So now let's listen to the play written by him. Children, before we listen to this play, let's understand the backdrop of this play. So a little introduction about the lead characters and the other characters in this play. So let's understand by knowing about the Joan. Joan was born in 1412 and she was a French peasant girl, and she claimed that the voices of saints had told her that she was called on by the god to aid her country. The French girl hence took to the battlefield, and of course she participated in the Hundred Years' War, which was fought from 1337 to 1453. At the time, the desperate French army had to suffer a lot of losses to the English army, but Joan brought a renewed confidence by lifting the siege of Orleans in just 9 days and taking back the city of Reims. She was soon captured by the English army. Joan of Arc, who had been caught by the British in the war, was imprisoned and presented before the court. So let's know about the characters in the play first. So here are they. The Inquisitor, the Brother John Lemuter, the elderly man. He is of course the judge. Canon d'Estevette, the chief prosecutor who speaks for the church and the court. Canon de Courcelles, youngest priest of Paris, and he compiled 64 charges against Joan. Brother Martin Ladvinum, a young monk assigned to be Joan's confessor. Caution, the bishop of the church, he is also an academic theologian. The chaplain, who holds the priesthood in the name of the court. Children, here we have the inquisitor and the caution as the judges, and Estevette is the advocate who is speaking for the court, and Courcelles has charged 64 cases against Joan. Only one person who speaks for Joan is Joan's confessor, Brother Ladvinu. So let's understand what is discussed in this play first. Joan of Arc, thus captured by the English soldiers, was to be presented at the court, and then she was entering with chains on her hands and legs. She was actually led to the courtroom by the executioner and his assistants. She was found dressed in black paid suit, and then, of course, she comes and stands near the prisoner's stool. The inquisitor starts a small conversation with Joan, and then Joan had to come up with the strain of long imprisonment and the harsh treatment that was given to her. She was very bold enough to question them why she was actually chained to a log of wood. Estevette immediately attacked her with small points that he had picked from her answers and told everyone that she tried to escape from the prison. He said that she was not accepting the mistakes committed by her and keeping herself away from the rules of the church, and called it heresy. Joan didn't accept that, and she says that it doesn't make any sense at all. Estevette continued to prove her that she was heretic, and Joan did not accept that. And then Caution even warned her for her smart answers and arguments would do her no good at all. When Joan failed to tell the whole truth for the 10th time, she was threatened to put to the physical torture again. The Bishop Caution once again asked her for her acceptance of speaking rudely to the members of the court, calling them noodleheads. Whatever it was, she was speaking out of resentment, and then he was asking her to accept the interpretation of being the church militant. Joan agreed to obey the church only if it did not ask her to deny the heavenly origin of her voices. She said that if the church bid her to do something against to God's command, she could not give her acceptance to do that. This again caused extreme disappointment amongst her accusers, who considered it heresy to even think that the church could suggest something contrary to God. And then, finally, the bishop Caution had nothing to say. Even the inquisitor purses his lips and frowns. Ladvino shook his head pitifully. Joan was not at all revealing the truth, and she didn't say that God has shared something very important, and she kept on saying that she has to keep that secret safe, and there was nothing to do. At the age of 19 in 1431, she was tried for heresy, and then she was burnt at stake as a witch. In 1909, this case was beatified again, and in 1920, Joan was canonized as saint. So she became Saint Joan. That is the story of Saint Joan. Children, I hope you all understood this play about a French peasant girl, Joan of Arc, becoming the Saint Joan. I request you all to read this play from your text and understand the real lessons of the play. Thank you for staying with me in the class, and until we meet in the next class, I wish you all happy learning. Thank you and bye.